From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, March the 14th, 2024. A terror attack this morning in southern Israel left one Israeli critically injured and one lightly hurt. Israel police said the stabbing attack occurred at the Beit Kama junction. The terrorist who carried out the stabbing attack was neutralized at the scene. The incident reportedly taking place at a coffee shop. The victim, said to be in his 50s, who was critically wounded in the attack, was taken to the hospital in Beersheba for treatment. According to Ynet, he managed to shoot the terrorist despite his injuries. A 65-year-old man who was lightly wounded was also taken to the hospital for treatment. Police are searching for any additional suspects. The IDF's ground operation in Gaza continues. Today, the IDF saying troops eliminated a commander in Hamas's operations unit, who it said was precisely targeted and eliminated in the area of Rafah. Among other terrorist activities, it said the commander was involved in taking control of humanitarian aid and distributing it to Hamas operatives. Israeli troops took out several other terrorists and confiscated weapons, including a rocket launcher and missiles found near a school and under a bed of a Hamas operative, finding their missiles and explosives. The IDF saying another example of Hamas's complete disregard for the people of Gaza. Kogat, the IDF's arm coordinating aid to Gaza, shared video of it, said the first humanitarian aid to arrive to Gaza by sea. A ship carrying humanitarian aid from the World Central Kitchen organization, funded by the United Arab Emirates, sailed out of Cyprus on Tuesday. The IDF saying the aid underwent a security check and was accompanied by Israeli officials, stressing we are continuing to expand our efforts to enable the entry of humanitarian aid into Gaza. And the IDF continues to defend its northern border, saying today air defense fighters intercepted a suspicious aerial target that crossed from Lebanese territory to Israeli territory. Israeli fighter jets attacked terrorist infrastructures of terror group Hezbollah in response. Well, U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer addressed the Senate today on what he called a pathway to peace and achieving a two-state solution. Schumer, the highest-ranking elected Jewish official in U.S. history, known for his pro-Israel stance, reiterated his harsh condemnation for Hamas's brutal atrocities committed on October the 7th, but also had some very tough criticism for the Israeli government. Schumer said there were four major obstacles standing in the way of two states. The first obstacle, he said, terror group Hamas and the Palestinians who support Hamas. The second, he said, radical right-wing Israelis in government and society. Third, Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. And fourth, he said, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Schumer saying he believes the prime minister has lost his way, pointing to the far-right extremists in his government. And Schumer said he believes when the war winds down, new elections in Israel would be the best course of action. Israel's ambassador to the United States, Michael Herzog, responded to Schumer's speech, saying Israel is a sovereign democracy. It is unhelpful, all the more so as Israel is at war against the genocidal terror organization Hamas, to comment on the domestic political scene of a Democratic ally. Herzog saying it is counterproductive to our common goals. Pro-Israel lobby AIPAC said Israel is an independent democracy that decides for itself when elections are held and chooses its own leaders. America must continue to stand with our ally Israel and ensure it has the time and resources it needs to win this war. Hamas bears sole responsibility for this conflict. The hope for a brighter future for the Middle East begins with Israel's decisive defeat of Hamas. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, March the 14th. At 7 o'clock, U.S. Ambassador to Combat Antisemitism Deborah Lipstadt joins Rabbi Angela Buchdahl to discuss antisemitism since the October 7th massacre. At 8, Shahar Azani speaks with Eric Mandel upon his return from Israel. At 9, Ayelet Zurer is on L'chaim. At 10, Jewish cinema features Queen Shoshana. At 10:30, a replay of this newscast. And coming up next, it's FIDF Live with Malcolm Hoenlein. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, March the 14th, 2024. I'm Teisha Bader. Am Yisrael Chai.